right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in week 12. I will tell you this week's content is pretty light. As we get going through, especially until we get to the 1900s, in the 1900s, we like stop and like really slow down in the details. In case you haven't noticed, we're already through the American Revolution. So like we're obviously not going to be going at this pace for the whole year. We're in week 12. So it's going to dramatically stop once we get into the 1800s. It's super slow going through the 1900s. But with that being said, tomorrow you do have a vocab quiz, of course. Yay, vocab. It is in the verse 1 through 10, of course. That's tomorrow, so please make sure you are ready to go. And today we have an annoying map, and we're going to hustle hard. Here we go. So, the spinning jenny, it was invented by James Hargreaves. Fun fact, so is the water frame, so we're going to write his name twice. Okay, so the purpose, it will, for the spinning jenny, it will reduce the time needed to spin thread. I'm writing thread really big because that's what it makes. Okay, thread. It's the second most popular item in the industrial age. Okay, so it is very, very important. The water frame, also created by James Hargreaves, takes the threads and weaves them into fabrics, aka textiles. It is the most popular item. So why is thread the second most popular item? Why, Parker?
Is this the raw material?
No, because you need thread to hold together all the clothes, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, like it's not manufactured.
Yeah. Well, it's still manufactured because it takes process. Have you ever seen them make thread by like sitting there with a spinning wheel? What's the name of the stupid chick who pricks her finger on it and like die? Sure, that chick. It is not embarrassing. Who cares? Or whatever her name is. Whitney Cotton Gin is by Eli Whitney, ladies and gentlemen. Raw cotton. Bulbs go in. Rotating brushes. Pull the thread. Pull threads apart. Seeds fall to the bottom. Will dramatically increase the value of cotton and increase slave demand. Okay, so fun fact, slavery was naturally declining in the United States. Okay, it was going to eradicate itself without any government intrusion, which is partially why Washington, Hamilton, Jefferson, Madison, all of our founding fathers were like, leave it alone. It's probably going to die on its own. Until the invention of the... And that is going to cause a massive resurgence, and we're almost going to have more slaves brought to the United States after the invention of the cotton gin. For the first time, cotton is profitable. Interchangeable parts, also by Eli Whitney. But as Ren made clear to you, it was also done by the Chinese first, but that doesn't count. It does count, but we obviously know this. All right, making all products using the same materials to make repairs easier and faster. No more unique machines. I spelled unique wrong. That's funny. Machines or unique tools. Increases machine production. Okay, steam and assembly line, that's Henry Ford. Okay, one person does one thing. They get really good at it. And really fast. Cheaper labor, because you don't need to hire skilled people. And faster production. Which is why everything now is made on assembly lines, including your food, by the way. Even if you go to a high-end restaurant, they're still made on an assembly line function. Steam engines are created by James Watt. His machine will mechanize labor. He will make animals obsolete, sorry, and increase production. / speed. Used in factories. Homes. And ships. And more, because they're used in so many different things. You do need to know it is coal driven. So what now is becoming more valuable? Coal. Okay, steel production. Okay, it's made by Bessemer. However, Rockefeller made it widespread. Is it the Rockefellers that have Rockefeller Plaza? And one of the wealthiest families in the history of the United States? Yes. And where did the Rockefellers make their money? What U.S. city? Pittsburgh. What's the name of the football team in Pittsburgh? Steelers. They do steel production. What'd you think Steelers were, people? Because in the 1880s, that was the place to be. That was the posh. After the second and third generations moved to New York because they had all the money. Gaki, if you had lots and lots of money, guess where you would live? You would move to New York too. Ew, would you?
I'm a Rams fan. I would go to every game.
Oh, California, gross. What? Where has dead people on the street? Super heated iron ore. Superheated iron ore makes steel. It is unique and effective process. Rockefeller mass produces this process equals steel tycoon. and worldwide leader. Equals steel is cheap. For the first time. Okay, before before the Bessemer process, okay, by Henry Bessemer, steel was super expensive. It was really only used for samurai swords and jewelry. That's how expensive it was. However, with the Bessemer process, they are going to be able to mass produce it, which is why Rockefeller is a Rockefeller and is going to make millions off of it. And which is why Pittsburgh is called Steel City, because it's built in Pittsburgh. Okay. Telephone is going to increase connectivity and give Europeans more control over their colonies. Now think about it. During the American Revolution, they would write a letter and send it to the king, and 3 months later it would get to the king, and then by then that information is 3 months old, and they would send a response. So now the response is 6 months old. Not very effective. But if you can pick up a call and it takes 4 hours to get to England, and you can have a conversation with someone about what to do, you're going to have way more control over those colonies. Radio. I'm not even going to try. Macron is the last name there. Marconi. Sorry.
Is that like, is it says
G-U-G-L-I. Googly mo. I don't know. Radio waves. Transmitted without wires. Anyone can now connect. Including rural. So for the first time, people out west in the rural parts of the United States, for instance, are getting news on the same day as the rest of New York, Boston, D.C. This is the first time that's happening. So the whole world is a little bit more connected at this point. Automatic loom, you don't need to know who made it. So a smiley face. It is going to increase production. What is happening? Michael, what is the problem? You okay? I keep seeing you in the corner of my eye doing pretty much anything else. You gonna figure it out or what? Okay, so it's an increase of textiles. It's going to be it makes England the most powerful nation. They're going to make so much money off of it. Okay. What?
So we just not know who made the automatic one?
I think you can figure it out, but you don't need it. It's not in your textbook, and it's not someone you need to know. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you absolutely need to know steam engine. You absolutely need to know assembly line. You absolutely need to know cotton gin and spinning jenny. These are the transformative pieces that when we start our notes this week will be the most important pieces we continually cover. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a map. This is an annoying map, and you will suffer in silence. Is everyone clear on that?
Can you show us the finished product so we can see
What? Not even that bad.
You will suffer in silence. Okay, so do the best you can. You're gonna be fine. You will survive. You'll be okay. What? Yeah, of course, girl. Okay, so suffer in silence. Do the best you can. You will live. We're gonna start at the easy point, Florida. This is 1845. Okay. This is South Carolina. This is Georgia. This is Alabama. This is Mississippi. Alright, this is where my stuff always goes off the rails. Alright, let's go up north. Let's do it. Alright, we're gonna do a squiggle, and this is a border dispute. This is Maine. 1820 it joins the Union. Okay, I think it's easier to draw out Massachusetts to kind of keep things in context. Okay. Massachusetts, listen, please. Okay, so over here you have New Hampshire. Over here you have Vermont. Underneath Massachusetts you have Connecticut. Over here you have Rhode Island. Over here you have New York, which needs to connect to, you know, New York City down here. Okay. That's terrible. It's New Jersey though, so it's fun. New Jersey. Then we have, it's a weird looking Pennsylvania, but that's okay. Over here we have Maryland. Alright. This is where mine always go off the rails. This is North Carolina. This is Delaware, which looks like it's the same size as Pennsylvania, and that's hilarious, but oopsies. Virginia got screwed. Oopsies. This is Tennessee. And then just don't tell Virginia it looks like this. Oops. I'm so proud of you guys for suffering in silence. That's nice. Are they looking good then?
It's not good on participation.
Yeah, this is not what Kentucky looks like, but that's okay. Oopsies. Alright. But Ohio is here, so that's not good. Oh, we'll do an easy one. Michigan. Okay. Indiana is huge. Yeah. Oops, sorry, Indiana. All right, I'm taking a break because that one is too hard. So we're just gonna go out west where the things are a little easier. Because this is where Gattaca wants to be. Gattaca, not have picked you for a California man. What is your reason for California? There you go. Okay. That's a very That's an achievable goal. If that's like your like life goal, live in California and go to Rams games. All right, so this is obviously California. This is 1850. Over here we have the Oregon Territory. Okay, we have the New Mexico Territory. You're right back there, Parker. Are you having fun? Up here, do the best you can. This is Minnesota. All right, this is your unorganized territory. All right, are you ready to get back to the hard stuff? Indiana is huge. Oopsies. No, I messed it up. Start up here, because they have to have a coastline, because Chicago's on the coast. Shit. This is not my best. Illinois is huge.
You think it wouldn't have had this already?
Huh?
Or at least like a map that had this part done? Or like, maybe, never mind.
There's something to be said to learn things in the struggle.
Suffering side.
I have been doing this all day. You can do it once. Oh, Louisiana doesn't look like Louisiana. Shit.
Are we just gonna leave Tennessee like that? Or are we not gonna have any voters for it?
We are. We're getting some.
No, I think my preference is better.
All right. So we have Louisiana, which I made too big, and then we have. Yeah, it's terrible. It doesn't look like Louisiana at all.
Louisiana.
It's supposed to look like a boot. Arkansas, which we got in 1836. Okay, over here we're gonna get Missouri, which is not gonna look so good. Oopsie, sorry, Missouri. Which we get in 1821, and then we have Iowa in 1846. And then this is a nice one. Wisconsin. 1846. You survived. Thank you for not being super fussy. Arkansas is 1836. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes.
What's the one about Missouri?
Ask someone else, dude. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So United States, 1783. Louisiana Purchase. (1803). Ceded by Great Britain. (1818). Treaty of Spain. Are we having fun? 1819. Annexation of Texas. 1845. Agreement with England. 1846. Ceded by Mexico. 1848. And then Gadsden, Gadsen, purchase. And that is 1853. All right, here we go. United States in 1783 is going to be this pretty blue color. It is going to be, please do not just start coloring. It is Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. So look at my map before you get going too crazy. I'm going to color in all the things I just said. Oh, and Michigan. Did you notice we have new crayons today?
When you say Michigan, does that include the island?
Yeah. The top of the glove. Do not color in Tennessee. Oh, we need to know it's in 1796. Guys, these are brand new crayons today. Please treat them with kindness. Do not break them. All right. North Carolina is South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Those are your last ones. Do not color Florida. There you go. All right. Then Louisiana Purchase. And who did it? Jefferson. They bought it from Napoleon. That's pretty cool. So we have a U.S. document that has Napoleon's signature, so that's pretty cool. Okay. So all of this is Louisiana Purchase. People were not sure if Thomas Jefferson had the right to do it. So it was a big, big argument. There we go. Ceded by Great Britain in 1818. So the British are known for their straight lines. And they hated having this cutting in and technically being Canada, so they gave it to us because they wanted a nice straight line. So that's why they gave it to us. You have to kind of appreciate that. Treaty of Spain, that gets Florida. How much time do I have? Oh my god. That's way more time than I had in first period. Second period. Annexation of Texas for me is orange. And it is going to do not go all the way up. It does not touch California. So be careful. So all this territory is going to be called Texas. And then we have another agreement with England. Agreement with England. It's going to be a light green color, and that is going to be your Oregon Territory. Ceded by Mexico. They're going to lose it. And that is going to be over here. And then finally you have the Gadsden Purchase, which is California. Huh?
Where was
The new territory, New Mexico territory. All right. Now, of course, your states that were inducted later, we do need to color in. So I'm just taking a green I haven't used yet. I'm going to color in our Wisconsin, Tennessee, and Maine.
You also color in Alaska and Hawaii.
No, because we wrote over them. They're fun. And then, of course, you shouldn't just have this sitting in a sea of blue, people, because there's Mexico down here, right? So if you just have a sea of blue, that would be weird. And if you have to the top, we have Canada, so it shouldn't be a sea of blue up there. Not a weird looking island floating in the middle of nothing. Of course, these are lakes up here. And how did we do on our maps? Is it better than mine?
No. It looks like a European girl.
Like they tried to label the United States? I mean, my Indiana is humongous, so that's not good. Well, the map I did in second period, my Tennessee was like a third of the country. Oops. And there you go. Done and done.
I see the boxes.
Yeah.
What color is Tennessee? Is that just like a different green?
It's just a green. How we doing? We're not okay? We don't have to suffer in silence anymore. Isn't that nice? Would someone like